What's up, Skirt Up Squad? Did you just take my line? It's Samantha
and Melissa.
I'm going to actually tell you guys how it is right now.
It was so fun.
We couldn't even make it up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear it in public. Then she looks at me and she goes, "That's what Jesus is for."
We are about normalizing things that are hard to talk about.
So I was like, deer in headlights, skirts out. But keep your panties on.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Samantha.
And Melissa.
And
that was really enthusiastic. I was like, and Melissa.
I love
Hi,
it.
guys. I am here though.
So this last week, we finally had our event with Clejan for Canine Assistance.
Yes, we did. We did. How did you feel that it went?
So I think it was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed our opening band.
That was who I enjoyed so much.
Yeah.
There was one song and he was like, I don't usually just tell like the story of a song before I start. But on this one, I'm just going to let you guys know that, yeah, this is a song about, working 80 hours a week for what? Or something. I can't remember what he said, but I had literally just said that like 20 minutes earlier at the event to someone else. I was like, I feel like I'm working all the time. And sometimes I wonder like, what's it for? And his song, not that I couldn't hear all the lyrics because it was so loud, but it was so good. And it was just like, he sees me.
Oh.
they see this song is for me. Like, I don't know, but yeah, like, so I loved them. I could keep going on and on about them. And I was so glad that you got them there.
Yeah, it turned out fun. I think that I'm proud that we got on stage and that we talked. And I feel like
you are. I was worried that
no, I mean,
botched it.
We've done. I just ignored you. It's fine. No, I feel like usually like we overplan. And so then that comes across like when we're talking.
Yeah.
And then like the nerves are so high, which don't get me wrong. Like I was really nervous, but words still came out and I don't think I sounded incredibly dumb.
No, it was great. I thought it was good.
And we were able to feed off of each other pretty naturally. And so I think it went well.
Yes. And actually I wanted to say that I was trying to shout out Clejan and then I forgot to shout out Carey in the Fields. And you were like, and Carey in the Fields. And I was like, oh my gosh, how could I have forgotten that? So I just want to say, maybe that's
did I mention them today? Thank God.
You did because after I got down, I was like, how could I? Well, also, I'll be honest, I'm an idiot. And I didn't realize that you booked them. For some reason, I thought they were somehow just opening for Clejan.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I found out that night. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that why you kept saying like, man, it's just so funny that you went to school with them?
Yes.
Oh, that is so funny.
And you kept being like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why they're here. I'm just kidding. That's so funny.
I know. I'm hilarious because I'm so dumb. No, just kidding. But it was hilarious.
No, but the night was so fun. Did you see the girl that kissed him during the photo being taken?
I feel like you should ask somebody's permission.
Right. I was like, man, these people be wildin'. And this was like a small crowd.
Wow. So I got to meet somebody like that I was like super like in love with. Actually, I'm wearing the shirt today. That's so random because this was not on purpose. But it's Frank Turner. He's like an English punk rock style kind of guy. And I've loved him forever. And I went to a meet and greet that was beforehand, like a signing, like he was signing people's things. And my friend who I was with was like, she's never been to a gig like this. Like, he's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no. And he's like, what's your name? And so in the middle of the concert, he pulled me up on stage and it was big. Like there was tons of people there. And like, I had to go up and the security guard had to help me get up because the stage was as tall as me. I was wearing a dress, but I got up there and he let everybody know, like, hey, let's hear it for Melissa. I met her earlier today. I really like her. And he gave me a harmonica. And he's like, all right, we're going to sing. We're going to play together. And I'd never played a harmonica in my life. And I just like fucking went to town.
Yeah.
And I felt like I felt the energy and the adrenaline was like so high. And actually, maybe that's part of what this girl was feeling when she was filming Carey.
Right.
And in that, I almost said in his feels. But what Greg
he was in
Chris.
his feels.
He was. But anyway, like the adrenaline's so high, and I just went to town as if I knew how to play the harmonica, and I didn't. And then later, like I had people like, "Oh, you're the girl that was on stage," and someone bought me a beer. I had this and it was just so fun. What is my point? My point is I've been there. Where
Right.
and then we got to meet him again after he came back out and
nice.
And he did give me like a hug, and he goes, I'll never forget this line because, I'm still like slightly obsessed, but he gave me a hug and he goes, let's get another picture together because we look so good together. And I was like, but I still never would have kissed him. Like never. Like even with the like actual interaction like that, like I would have been like, I not without asking, like,
right.
Can I kiss you on the cheek for the picture?
Right. Yeah. It was interesting. Do you have a fail you'd like to share?
Well, just the fact I was only 5 minutes late, but it was because there was a new kitten running around my apartment complex. And that was what I wanted to talk about is just, he was so cute. And usually when so I was getting Oliver and I was putting him in the car and I saw this kitten like run across far across the parking lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's a new kitten here that I've never seen before. So I was like, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. And it started beelining straight towards me. And I was like, this cat might let me pick it up. I got really excited. So I like shoved Oliver in the car because I was like, you're not ruining this for me. And then, but then it still wouldn't come. It got like 5 feet away from me. And it was just doing these cute little like pathetic squeaks. So it stayed there and it let me talk to it, but it wouldn't come any closer than about 5 feet. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try again later.
I forgot to tell you. So Melissa, remember at the beginning of the show, Clejan was like, hey, let's all go out to the bars afterwards and get some drinks.
Yeah.
And so
I wanted to go, but I just couldn't I couldn't have gone and drank and played and then driven home.
Right. And it was already so late. It was already like midnight almost. And so the concert was over and I had Courtney and some friends with me, Melissa. And so Melissa was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go out anymore. And we're all like, okay, we'll still go.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know how it went?
Of course.
Okay. I'm going to tell you.
How did it go? Tell me.
Okay, so we're really, really excited. I mean, we're going to get to go to the bars and drink with Clejan. So it's like, we get to be seen with like a famous person essentially at the bars. And we're really excited. And we get an Uber because though I was like 100% sober, I do not do well in cities and towns and roads
and if
in
you
the dark
drive
that I don't know.
That's a whole nother level of anxiety driving people.
Yeah. And with it being like a big game weekend, like there's gonna be cops everywhere. And so Simon's like, I know that you can drive, but it's probably best not to. So we Ubered. So we all got into an Uber and we were supposed to meet Clejan he wanted to go to 90s bar and he wanted to go to Flanagan's because those are two of the bars that he used to hang out at when he was in UGA. And so he just wanted to go back and visit him. So great. We got into downtown before him and 90s bar was wrapped around the building to get in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I take a picture and I send it to him and I was like, this is probably not going to happen. But Flanagan's isn't crazy. And then, we had just been out of the car for 5 seconds and there's just drunk people everywhere. And we watched this adult male, somehow fall out drunk at a crosswalk. And then his friends pull him up. And then how the Grinch does that creepy high knee walk.
Yes.
He starts doing that across this crosswalk after he passed out.
Hilarious.
And so we're dying and we're like, this is what we're about to hang out with.
Uh-huh.
And so I texted Clejan. I said, please don't hate us. I'm feeling really seizure-ish. we're going to go back. And then we
That's
got back.
hilarious.
We got back in the Uber and went home.
No, you didn't. That's hilarious. I'll tell you what, though, there is just, I'm not saying I don't like to have fun and have a good time, but there are certain crowds that just aren't the same as when you were in college.
We were laughing. We were like, damn, we must be old. Because me, Courtney, and our friend Jaden, we were just like, nah, let's just go back. And
yeah.
And we
I feel you.
Yep. We Ubered back to my car. We went
I could have gone with you. I could have taken an Uber ride with you.
Right? Yeah, it would have been fun. And then we got back in my car, we got McDonald's, and we went home and we went to bed. Little Betty bed.
Okay.
At like 1 o'clock in the morning. So
did Courtney and Jaden come over and?
Yeah, they ended up staying at my house.
Good.
So yeah, I just wanted to tell you how that outing went. And I forgot.
What happened with? Did you like have like a goodbye moment with Clejan, or just kind of sorry, seizing up, see ya?
Yeah, it was just a text message. It was. Is that like ghosting kind of? No, it's not a ghost because I at least told him that we
no,
were
it's not a ghost at all.
There. I felt so bad, but I was like, yeah, this isn't.
How did he act?
He just said, "Oh no, I hope you feel better."
Was he going out with other like fans?
I hope so.
Oh, you're not sure? Oh, whoops, that happened. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm sure he was fine.
Do I think I possibly missed out on an opportunity? Maybe. Do I regret it? No.
Good. That's right.
But my fail, I feel like, so last year, after the event, I felt like that was like the grand fail, right? And we had like a whole episode on it. And this year, I feel like the concert was even more of a fail, because last year we can say that even though it didn't turn out the way that we thought and we put so much work and effort into it, we still at the end of the day were able to help all the kids that we expected and hoped to help, and all the families. And so it really wasn't a fail. It just wasn't what we thought. This was an epic fail. I mean, the crowd was incredibly small. We had room for 200 people. We had 60 actually show up, if that. And what's a bummer is that no one even from Canine Assistance was even able to come. And so then that was kind of a bummer, because it's like, is our time and effort and everything that we tried not worth, were we not valued? It's just kind of how I felt and feel.
Yeah. And I agree.
Yeah. I feel that way too. It made me very sad that especially you, I say we, but really this is all Sam's work that she put a lot of work into. And then
well, thank you.
Well, it just made me sad that there was, I'm hoping that they're okay. And it wasn't just a lack of respect. Right. I hope, but yeah.
We did have one semi-sponsor. We weren't really able to get any sponsors. So that really hurt me. I was really sad about that. And we did kind of get one. And they asked me if there was any marketing materials that they could share, because they were basically donating proceeds of XYZ or whatever. And I sent them the marketing thing, and then they made their own and took our name off of it. And
what?
Yes. It's
I did not know this story.
Over and over again, it's people say that they want to help the, cause that we're working for, but then it's they're embarrassed of our name, and our name always gets taken off. And so it doesn't even matter how much good we're trying to put out. It's we keep getting the forgotten end. Our name means so much. And so why?
I agree.
Why do other businesses why are they ashamed of that? Even though our name stands for something and is powerful and is good. And so I just feel
do you think they were ashamed? What? You'll have to tell me later.
It's a family establishment. So I feel yes, I feel they're ashamed of the name. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%. And I say all of this because truthfully, these are just the little seeds that led to me feeling this concert was an epic fail. But the epic fail is that the only amount of money that we brought in was exactly what I spent to bring Clejan to the event.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, but Yeah. I did not want to ask you there in front of everybody.
Thank you, because I had already admitted it to Simon, because he's like, on the car ride there, he's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is amazing. And you're doing so much, and you guys are helping people. And like, this is just amazing. I'm so proud of you. And I just looked at him and I was like, okay, no matter what you think, after I tell you this, I cannot hear it right now. But like, you're sitting here telling me how proud you are of me. And this was the biggest fail of my life. Like, what I spent to bring him here is what the ticket sales brought in. So essentially, we're not helping a single person. I was like, what are you proud of?
Wow.
And then I started bawling. And so I was like, yeah, please don't. I don't want to hear anything. Like, it's just, let's get this night over. It's fine.
Wow. I have so many emotions with you on that. The first thing that came to my mind was feeling bad because last year I was able to help with the event and financially do some support like there. And this year has been so hard for the shop. And this year I didn't help at all.
I didn't ask you to help. And
I know. But I wanted to because it was a cause and I was excited for it. So at first I feel bad about that. But it is what it is. I'm not saying. And then second, my thought was when you said, but I totally get it. When you're like, please don't try to give me those positive, like, don't say that right now. I can't hear it right now. It's just making me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. That feeling came over me too. But then the last thing was when you said, wait, for what? What are you proud of? I thought, but you still did all the work. You still did try to pull something good together. I'm proud of who you are. And I think Simon is too. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's fair.
And not just the intention, but literally who you are. Like you're somebody who has big visions and you want to do things for other people of the world. Like, and it makes my heart melt.
Oh, thank you. Last year, I took some learnings and certain things that I didn't bring into this year, and those things worked out well. And so now I just have more things to learn from. And I think that maybe this isn't what we should be doing and spending our energy on next year, unless someone sees the value in our platform and wants us to help them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I'm at. Like we've made it clear we're open in here to help the community, but they have to want it more than we do, or as much as we do.
100%. And actually, I was just listening to the neurologist talk the other day, and she was like, how she had like her friend. I say talk the other day as if we were on the phone, but no, I was listening to our episode. And she was saying how her friend needed to see this guy for free. And the friend is like, I'll only do it once because he won't value it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, that's what Melissa Walker says. And like, it all goes back to, they have to see the value and appreciate it.
I'm going to leave that there. I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's just how I felt. Now to bring it back up, I want to say that this episode is really cool. I highly encourage you guys that if you are, Thanksgiving's coming up and the holidays are coming up, and if you are finding yourself loathing certain people that you have to be around, like I hope you consider this episode as like a guide to freedom and really like kind of listen to it, take it to heart, and maybe use it so that your holidays aren't spent in a negative way.
Yeah, I just listened to it last night actually while I was working. Sam, you did a great job, by the way.
Thanks.
And yeah, you really did. And she is so funny.
She is hilarious.
She has such a great sense of humor. It kind of made me think I'm going to do her techniques. I'm going to sit down and the funny thing is I feel like I'm in a great place. I don't need to forgive anybody, but I feel like it's always there. It's always there. There's just,
Even if we think we don't.
So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to make a list and so listen to the episode and you too can make a list.
Today we have with us Katharine Giovanni. She's an award-winning author, an international speaker, a transformation mentor, and a past life intuitive. And we are here to talk about forgiveness, but I also have a lot of other things to talk about too. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, and I should mention that Melissa wanted to be here with us for this conversation, but she had an awesome opportunity come up for her quilting business. So I told her to absolutely do that. And so hopefully it can be just as fun without her.
No worries.
But yeah, so thanks for being here. There is so much to go. First of all, Giovanni, love that. I'm the whitest Italian ever.
Yeah, so I'm actually not Italian by birth. I'm Italian by marriage.
Yeah.
As I said before you hit record, some people marry for money, some people marry for food. I married for food. We will never starve. The man is a phenomenal cook. I do cook. I haven't killed anybody lately. But there's probably a reason you want him in the kitchen and not me. Like, you really want him in the kitchen.
Same. I don't know what episodes you may have heard from us, but I'm really good at catching things on fire. So the kids prefer if I'm not in the kitchen. So it works for me.
I cook by recipe. So if I have a recipe in front of me, I'm good. And I love to bake. So I do the desserts. He does everything else. So we're a match made in heaven.
No, you see, toxic trait, I forget to read the instructions. I look at the ingredients and then I just throw shit together and hope for the best. And then I read the instructions. I go, oh, no, I did that wrong.
I've done that.
But okay. So I think you just mentioned that you have a book that just got published and you have a class that is going live. So let's talk about that first.
Yeah, the Ultimate Path to Forgiveness, Unlocking Your Power came out last year, I believe. And it is an actual system on how to forgive. And my class comes out on Wednesday. But everybody tells us to forgive. Your teacher, your pastor, everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Okay, how? How? What, do I just say the word and hope something sticks? How do you forgive?
But also, it's
even
like
more is, what if I don't want to?
Exactly.
Then what do you do? So I've come up with an exact system on how to forgive people, including that person you swore you'd never forgive for the rest of your life that you're holding on to. I have a way to forgive those people too.
So anything, like even if it is something that you don't want to forgive because it just feels like absolutely unforgivable.
Right. So on a 10 scale, with 10 being an unforgivable dumpster fire, right? And 1 being the easiest person in the world to forgive, every single person listening to this broadcast, 10 out of 10 of you are thinking of their number 10 person. And that's completely reasonable because they're the ones that wrecked your world. But you don't have to forgive the unforgivable. Why? Because there's a lot of people, places, and things. I did say places and things. Please don't click off to another podcast. Stay with me. That you can forgive before you even get to that dumpster fire of a person. There's a lot of other roads we go down before we even get there. We do those last.
You're talking about like a buildup of forgiveness, like you're starting small forgiving.
No, you're number 10 unforgivable person. The person. When you're writing a list and you say, well, who do I have to forgive? The top 3 names that come out, if you write down in those papers, they're usually a 10.
Okay.
They might be your parents. They might be your ex. They could be anybody. They could be the bully in school. They could be the person who attacked you in the park. We all have those unforgivable, I'm never going to forgive that person. My father? Yeah, I got you.
We can put mine on the list too. Is that like the hardest thing that you've had to forgive, or have you done it yet?
Yeah, my dad was one of the hardest people. No, I've actually forgiven him, but this is a marathon, not a sprint. And there's some things about forgiveness that's just, everybody says it's just plain wrong. There's some falsehoods out there. So let me go through a few of them.
Yeah.
Just because I forgive you doesn't mean I want a relationship with you. Honestly, I probably don't. I probably have boundaries in place.
Yeah.
Just because I forgive you, this is the big one. This is what 10 out of 10 people believe, and it's absolutely wrong. Just because I forgive you doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden giving you a pass. It doesn't mean I'm weak. It doesn't mean I'm giving in and saying, okay, after all these years, you were right and I was wrong. That's not what it means. Forgiveness is selfish. You do it for you. Forgiveness, the formal definition for me says, I want you out of my head.
That's it. I don't want to think about you. I don't want to dream about you. I don't want to go into a bakery and smell an apple pie and I'm angry at my mother and all of a sudden I'm thinking of my mom. I want the triggers to stop. I want my life back. That's what forgiveness means. You don't have to reach out to these people. It's not like AA and recovery programs. I've been sober for 35 years. And when you first go into, when you first start recovery, they want you to make amends. Okay. I was really a very shy person, and I come from a very dysfunctional house filled with alcoholism. I got bullied in school. I tried to commit suicide in the 8th grade because of all these things. And eventually, and that's probably why I'm a forgiveness coach, because the universe, which has a really good sense of humor, by the way, has gifted me with more than enough things to forgive. So there's a lot of water under the bridge. But, I just kind of bumbled through life. And then my mother, in a drunken stupor, fell down a flight of stairs, broke her hip, and ended up in the hospital. Even my mother couldn't get a gin and tonic in the hospital. So she dried out. We sent her to rehab. And we spent the next 3 years closer than sisters. We were tight. We forgave each other. We had long talks. We practically finished each other's sentences. And then she got cancer and died. And I eventually got breast cancer myself. I'm 13 years cancer-free. Told you, there's a lot of water under the bridge. But when she died, everybody in their life has a flashpoint. It's that one moment you can look back with 20/20 hindsight and say, that's when my life changed. Everybody goes through it. And that's when my life changed, because I realized intuitively that if I didn't quit drinking and clean up my act, I was going to die too. So I quit drinking. It was the only New Year's resolution I ever kept. And never mind what year it was. It was in the last century. And it was before computers. So that's how old I am. And if I could have texted these people, it would have been brilliant. I would have loved that. But no, you're supposed to make amends. So I had two choices. I could either call them up on the phone, which was horrific because they're going to yell at you. Or, which was worse, you have to see them in person, see the whites of their eyes. I didn't want to do either. So I decided to forgive people in the quiet of my own apartment and not tell anybody, which is one of the first steps to my system. And you don't have to tell anybody. You can do it in the quiet of your own apartment. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to reach out and talk to them. You forgive for you. It's selfish. You don't forgive for them. They're not even thinking about you. It could be your ex-boyfriend and they're off, they're dating again, they're having fun. And you're the one sitting in your kitchen with a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, crying your eyes out, wanting them to be miserable. They're not miserable. They're not even thinking about you, but you're miserable. Buddha said anger is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. And that's what we're all doing. So the trick to forgiveness is to forgive for you. It's selfish. You don't forgive for them because they don't care. You forgive for you to get it out of your system so you can be the person that you want to be.
Yeah. I heard you say two things. So I heard you say that one of the things that kind of started this was going through AA and having to make amends. How does making amends differ from forgiveness? Because it sounds like the people that you needed to make amends with are the ones that maybe needed to do the forgiving, or are they kind of the same?
When you're forgiving for you so you can get them out of your head. If you've gone through recovery and you've hurt a bunch of people and you feel very strongly that you need to reach out to your mother or your boyfriend or whoever and say, listen, face to face, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Do it. 100% do it. This is a very personal system. But in my case, I was a very shy person and I wanted to forgive a bunch of people, but I didn't want to, a lot of the people on my list were dead, so some of, you think that the train has left the station. You could forgive dead people in my system because if they're alive and well in your head, it doesn't matter where they are or not because they're living in my head.
That makes sense.
You never got closure with this person? Okay, here's your chance. I don't care if they're dead. Here's your chance to get closure. My forgiveness system is 100% for you. 100% for you.
And it's a one size fits all?
Sorta. Let me tell you, let me go through this. Let me go through this.
Give it to us.
Okay, and you're getting the benefit of, I have a second book on forgiveness coming out, and my class that's coming out on Wednesday is actually teaching even more. So, but I'm gonna talk to you about it right now. So you're gonna learn how to forgive other people, right? Then you're gonna learn how to forgive yourself.
That was a question.
And then you're gonna learn how to forgive money. Stay with me. Okay. And we're going to learn how to forgive the unforgivable. So buckle
That's a lot.
And I think I can do this in the time slot you've given me. Pretty sure I can. So what I want everybody to do is I really want them to be alone in a room. And I want you to turn your cell phone off. And I know that's making people twitch. And if it's making you twitch because you just can't turn your phone off, then at least put it on silent so you don't hear it. Because if it dances on your desk, you're going to want to see who it is. And I really want you alone and focused. Then I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen or your phone. I really don't care. And I want you to write a list of all the people you think you need to forgive. All of them. Your first 3 people on the list are probably going to be the people you're most angry at. It could be your ex. It could be your sibling. It could be your parents. Family really messes you up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to keep going. I want you to write a list from everybody from the time you were playing in the sand in the park to present day. That kid in high school who wore your sweater and stained it and ruined it, put that kid's name down. The person who cut you off on I-95 South yesterday and you got a little road rage, write that person down. The person who was right in the middle of the grocery aisle, you wanted to get around. They were 152 years old. You couldn't get around. You were in a rush. It was on aisle 4 of the grocery store. Write that lady down. You can forgive her. Come on. She was 152 years old. Come on. You can forgive that person. The person who stole your sandwich yesterday at work, in the lunchroom, out of the refrigerator, and your name is on it. It's always on it. Yeah. Don't go put hot sauce in it tomorrow.
That got
Forgive
canceled.
that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want you to write all of these people down on a list, one big beefy list. And then I want you to rate them from 1 to 10. 1 being super easy and 10 being unforgivable. I'm never going to forgive them. And then I want you to start with the easy ones and work your way up. So what you're going to do is you're going to be alone in a room, under a tree, on your bed. I don't care where you are, but I really want all humans out of the room, especially little humans. The dog can be in there if it can be quiet. And I want you to sit in your bed or in your chair, and I want you to imagine, take the first person on the list, the one you labeled a number 1. Let's say the person in high school, right? Who stained your sweater, whatever. And I want you to imagine that high school person is standing in front of you, not the adult. I want you to imagine that the kid from high school is standing in front of you. And if you are one of these people that can't imagine these things in your mind, put a chair in front of you and talk to the chair. You could even put the person's name on the chair if you want to, right? Or your old high school yearbook, really, if you need a prop. And then talk to the chair. Because this is a level 1 person, it's easy peasy. You probably won't have a lot to say because it's level 1. It's an easily tossable person, right? So say whatever it is you want to say. Then I want you to put your hand in your heart, and you really only do that for you because the words really don't matter. It's the energy behind the words that makes the most difference. And I'm going to give you the mantra, but in the mantra is the secret sauce to the whole thing. I had so many people looking at me and saying, Katharine, I did the work. I did forgive them, but they're not staying forgiven. I saw them at a party recently and I got mad again and all the memories came back again. And it took me 2 days to calm down. What happened? It was a trigger. How do you get rid of the triggers? They're not staying forgiven because you didn't forgive the energy.
So this is turning into energy work.
Well, yeah, everything on our planet, science has proven that everything on our planet, including the little silver microphone I'm talking into, has an energy field around it. And when you get angry, nobody thinks these things but me. I'm the only hairpin that thinks these things. But when you get angry, you assume it leaves your mouth and dissipates into the universe. And 10 out of 10 people don't even think about it. They're just angry.
Right.
Well, it doesn't dissipate into the universe. It hangs in your energy field. And it's not going to clear until you clear it through forgiveness. So you're literally walking around in a cloud.
Yeah.
You're walking around in a thunder cloud. And it's very hard to see things when you're walking around in a black cloud, isn't it? You know, your dream relationship might have just walked by. Well, you can't see it because you're so focused on the anger. You're in a cloud. A new way of making money, a new way of getting healthy. You missed them all because you're walking around in a cloud. It's like holding a cup in front of you and saying, well, you know, if this cup represents anger and I'm holding it in front of my face, well, I can't see anything coming my way because I'm so focused on myself and the anger, I'm missing opportunities. And that's what it is. So when you're sitting alone in the room and you get that first person, we'll call it Martha, because I saved the name Karen's for the number 10, right?
Of course.
And I don't know any Marthas. So you want to forgive Martha. So you put your hand on your heart and you say, I completely forgive Martha. I forgive the energy around Martha. I completely forgive myself. I forgive the energy around myself. I completely forgive the energy around our relationship. And so it is. Amen. End it any way you like. Now I want you to check in with your body. You still mad? No? Cross the name off. Go to the next person on the list. Are you still mad? Was it a level 3 person and you're still mad? Okay, cross out the 3, put a 2, wait 24 hours, do it again tomorrow night. And this happened to a friend of mine. She was right in front of me. I was watching her. She was literally right in front of me. And she was a level 5 person, I think. And she made that first pass and she checked in with her body and she said, I'm furious. And I said, excuse me? She said, I'm even more angry than I was before. Shut up to a 10. What happened? There's a closet in the back of your mind and it's closed. And
the subconscious
you don't even
mind.
know it's there. And there's a movie playing in that closet. You don't know it's there. If you knew it was there, you would turn it off. But you don't know it's there. And forgiveness is an onion. And you just forgave the first layer. And your brain went, ooh. Samantha's ready for the closet, and it unlocked the door and it opened up the door and it flooded your brain with memories you didn't even know existed.
Yep.
So you cross out the 3, you put a 10, you put it at the back of the list and you keep going. That's the basic behind the system. I want you to do it before you go to sleep or sometime after dinner with an eye shot of sleep, because 8 out of 10 people get super tired when they do this work.
Oh, that makes sense.
Super tired. Yeah. So do it before bed. Some people, I don't know how to politely say this. You might be in the bathroom for a few minutes. You did not eat a piece of bad fish. It's your body trying to purge your system. Now, why does that happen? There was a study done in Japan called the Japanese water study by a guy named Matsumoto. I think that's his name. I always get his name wrong.
Oh, Melissa, take note. I know you'll love this.
Hasumoto. And I've said it so many times. His name doesn't stick in my head. Anyways, if you Google the first page, Japanese water study, it's right there. What he did is he took 2 containers of water, and the first container of water, he just talked to it. That's all he did. He spoke beautiful words of love to this water. The most beautiful things you can say to a human, he said to the water. The other container of water, hate. The most horrible, nasty, hatred things you could say to a human, he said to that water. He then froze the water and he put it under a microscope. The water he spoke love, the pictures are phenomenal. The water he spoke love to had these gorgeous snowflake kind of transformation, these crystal formations that are just gorgeous. The water he spoke hate to had malformations. They were black and they were nasty and they kind of looked sick and diseased. Why am I telling you this? Your body is 95% water, give or take. So when your self-talk is bad, when you're holding on to anger, what do you think you're doing to the water cells within your own body? You're literally making yourself sick from the outside in. Forgiveness is going to change all of those water cells back into those beautiful crystalline forms. But the dark cells that they change, they got to go someplace. Your body has to purge them. And your body heals itself when it's sleeping. So that's why I want people to do this before they go to bed. Never do more than 10 a night.
Okay, 2 things. One, remind me, are we verbally saying these things, or can we say these things in our head when we're doing this?
I usually, if I'm alone in a room, I'm saying it out loud to the room.
Okay.
If somebody walks in or you can't be alone in a room, go outside and try and find, a tree where nobody's around. If you have to say them in your head, say them in your head, because I'd rather you did that than nothing at all. But I literally would like you to say them out loud, because not only are you talking it, but your brain is going to hear it. So you're gonna talk it, and while you're talking, your brain is hearing it. So you're getting it twice.
That makes sense. It's really awkward for me to say things like that, but yeah,
but you're alone in a room. Nobody's there but the plants.
I know. Okay, second thing.
Yeah, Kath, I know that. Yeah. What's your point, man?
I know. The walls are talking. Second thing that I heard you say just a second ago was that when you do that negative self-talk, that, what is that doing to inside your body? So are you associating this giving forgiveness and doing this process as to why we have negative self-talk?
Sometimes anger will cause the negative self-talk. When you're a kid and your parents are constantly belittling you and saying you're only good, you should just get married and have babies because that's all you're good for. Oh, is that just my father? Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah. But, it does something, especially to women. We have this worthy problem. We don't think we're worthy enough because we've spent how many, 10, 20, 30, 40 years being told you're not good enough. Well, eventually you think to yourself, well, if everybody says I'm not good enough, I might as well just show them and become that. Yeah. So your self-talk is often a symptom of your anger and the stuff that is we've been taught. But we've got this forgiveness system is going to get rid of some of those layers, and you're going to start with the easy ones and you're going to go up to the hard ones.
Yeah.
Now, how do you forgive the unforgivable?
The big question.
Very good question. We're going to use myself as an example, okay? Because it's the easiest. And we're going to use me and my dad. I didn't want to forgive my father.
Is he alive?
No, he died years ago. So I'm forgiving a dead person.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
I'm with you.
It sounds very strange to say my relationship with my father is really good today and he's not around, but I'm also clairaudient and clairvoyant. And I'm also a medium. So never mind. That's a rabbit hole we can go down another time. But Dad and I have a good relationship now, but it took a long time. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And when I first started, this was years ago, when I first started to forgive him, I didn't even want to forgive him. And I didn't even want to forgive the energy around the man. That's how angry I was. Mm-hmm. So I pulled apart the memory. You can forgive anything. I picked a memory like a Thanksgiving, and I forgave the table we sat at. I am not kidding. I forgave the energy around the table. I forgave the chair that I sat in, the energy around the chair. I forgave the people who were at the table, the energy around the people. I forgave the house that we were in, the energy around the house. I forgave the town. I forgave the state. I forgave the date on the calendar. I mean, I was known to forgive 1974. Why did I forgive 1974? Because that's the year I tried to commit suicide. It was a horrible year. And I pulled apart the memory and I forgave the police and all the other stuff. But I finally also forgave the year. So you pick apart the memory and then you go back in and say, okay, am I able to forgive my father? No. Okay, that's fine. No judgment. But I managed to get it to like a 9.5. I haven't forgiven Dad yet. I have not forgiven the energy around Dad, but I've gotten that 10 down to a 9.5 by pulling apart the memory and forgiving the energy in other parts of the memory. Mm-hmm. So I chose another memory and I did it again. And that's how you get these people. Eventually, when I got the memories down to, I was able to get it down to a 9. And then I started forgiving Dad. I still couldn't forgive my father, but I was able to forgive the energy around my father for a while. Mm-hmm. So you understand why this is going to take a long time. It took me months and months and months to get my number 10 dad all the way down to a forgivable 1, 2, or 3 where I could finally toss it. Took a long time. But you do it by pulling apart the memories. You can forgive anything. You can forgive the table, the chair, the bench, the town, the park, the car that took you there, the bar where you are. You can forgive anything. It's all forgivable.
That's a lot to digest.
I know. And sometimes your own name is your number 10. We all have things we can't forgive. You know, we've all had sentences that come out of words that have come out of our mouth. And once it's out of your mouth, man, you can't get it back. I mean, it's gone. So we all have those people that we want them to forgive us. So after you go through your first list, I want you to do a second one. And this list is different. This list is everybody whom I want to forgive me. Mm-hmm. Again, your top 3 are probably going to be the atom bombs of the stuff that you did, that, you know, the cream de la awful. But I want you to write them all down. And it could be experiences. It could be a place. I wish I hadn't left that bar. I wish I hadn't gotten to that concert. You can buy Beatles concert. I mean, you can make your list any way you want. Then I rate them from 1 to 10. Start with the 1s, work your way up to the 10s.
Yeah.
And you flip the language a little bit. Instead of I completely forgive Martha, it would be the language we flipped. Martha completely forgives me. And there's 3 different mantras in my class, not in the book, because now I'm teaching you stuff that's in book 2, but it is in the class that I'm launching Wednesday. And the third list, if your brains aren't completely overwhelmed by this point, and they might be, is you can forgive money. It's just energy. And we all have a really wonky relationship with it. You know, it's like the people who say, I want to win the lottery and I want to be the wealthiest person in the world. But all wealthy people are bad. Okay, people, you just cancel out the thought. You can't say rich people are bad and I want to be rich and expect the universe to dump a bunch of money in your lap. You're canceling it out.
Oh, I love that you said that, because in my job, I'm about to be a certified RTT therapist. And one of the things that you teach people is that your mind does what you tell it, and the mind does not understand conflicting beliefs. So you got to figure that out.
And it's also you also have a financial set point. You know, it's how you were raised. Maybe you were raised rich, poor, middle class. It doesn't matter. So your body, let's say you were raised dirt poor, to use an example, because it's a good example. Okay, well, that's your body's set point. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. You're used to it. You know the fixes. It's horrible. You don't want to stay there, but you're used to it. Your body's used to it. So when you start to change and you start to make more money and you start to do new things, your body is like, oh, that's change. I don't like change. I don't know what's over there. So your body's going to bring you back to set.
Yeah.
Meaning the money's going to fall through your fingers and you're going to go back to the set point. So what do? You forgive it. You write down all your feelings about money. You forgive your parents and their attitude toward money. You forgive the house that you grew up in. You forgive your first apartment. Oh, mine was a humdinger. Nobody, if you want to have a little war about whose first apartment was the worst, I win 10 out of 10 times.
Was it a box?
My roommate and I, this is before I met my husband, we didn't have 2 dimes to scrape together. So my first apartment was over a fish market in New York City.
Oh, no.
And you can imagine how it smelled in the summertime in that New York City heat.
And then you probably smelled like that anywhere you went. People would be like, what is that smell?
We spent a lot of time down at my mother's house because, well, we lived above a fish market. So, and my mom was a really good cook. In spite of everything, mom knew how to cook. So
I'm seeing a pattern here. You just follow food.
Yeah, right. But you can put down, your first apartment. You can put down the fact maybe you went bankrupt, maybe you lost a job, whatever it is. Put down all of these things and give all of those memories a name. You can name it anything you want. Rate them from 1 to 10. Start with the 1s, work your way up to the 10s. What's that going to do? Doing all of this is going to open up your world. Forgiveness energy is serious, serious science. It's like the law of gravity, and it's going to work whether you believe it or not. And even if you say, I completely forgive this person, you look at me and say it didn't work. Oh, honey. Yeah, it did. It did work, but it's you just got rid of the first layer. There's probably 20 more layers underneath that.
Yeah.
It's going to change your life, 100%.
It's interesting because we have said this before, but every guest that we have on the podcast, it's like they're led to us for a reason. And what we find is that little bits of what every guest says, it just kind of all goes together, and it's really kind of all the same thing, but in a different way. And it's the same belief. And so it's really fascinating to hear this, because we do have someone who talks about the money monster. And that sounds exactly like what you're doing as well. And then a lot of what you're saying is what I do in my job. And it's working with, honestly, your subconscious, because that's where all of these things are locked that you don't realize are locked. Our brains operate off of only 5%. 5% of our brain is our conscious brain. 95 of it is subconscious. So that's why we're peeling back these onions and it's taking so long.
Well, you need to chip away at it. And anything is forgivable. Maybe in the Super Bowl, your team lost. You could forgive the team if that's causing you anger. If you're watching CNN or the news and it makes you angry, you can forgive politicians. You can forgive the news. You can forgive all this stuff. You can forgive the war in the Middle East. What's it going to do for the war in the Middle East? Absolutely nothing, but it's going to do wonders for you. Let me tell you a story that might stretch people's brains to the point of pain, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, good.
I am my own guinea pig. And I forgave a level 1 person. She was a friend that I went to school with, like 3-4 decades ago. That's how old I am. And I hadn't seen or heard from this person in all those years. And we were really tight in school, and I couldn't remember what we were angry about. So easy peasy, right? So I sat down and I forgave her on a dime. Didn't need to talk to her. Didn't need to do any of that. I just sat down, said the mantra, and I knew I'd completely forgiven her. It was the easiest thing in the world. 2 hours, this is a true story. 2 hours later, she calls me up on the phone. And I hadn't heard from her in decades. And it's a good thing that I'm retired now, but I used to train 4- or 5-star customer service and concierge around the world. I'm a concierge trainer. And thank God I was, because my concierge persona kicked in virtually immediately, and I masked my shock because my jaw dropped to the floor.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe after all these decades, she called me on that day. So we said all the right things. We made all the right noises. We did what people do when they're forgiving and reminiscing, but I couldn't stand it. And I said, I have to know. After all these decades, why did you decide to call me today of all days? She said, it's the damnedest thing. A figurine you gave me back in school flew off my shelf, landed in the middle of my floor. I saw it and thought maybe I should give her a call. And when it flew off that shelf, it was 2 hours prior. That was exactly when I was saying the forgiveness mantra and forgiving her. So a forgiveness energy has the power to move a figurine 700 miles away. Can you imagine what it's going to do to your life and your body?
Yeah. Yeah. In my RTT practices, I've also seen it where it's like, you don't realize that there's a herder that's caused, some sort of negative belief. Yeah. And then as you have this dialogue with them, just like you're saying, where you're, talking to that herder of like, this is what you did. This is what it did to me. That there's been evidence in people who then those herders have reached out to them, and like the relationship has completely changed.
And it does. It will change your relationships 100%. It will. It's going to, and it works whether you believe it or not. Forgiveness energy is stunning. Now, because I do my own exercises, when I did this exercise, I am an overachiever. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've written 16 books. So yeah, I wrote a list, and my list must have had 50 people. I'm not kidding. And I thought, this is going to be great. I'm going to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. I'm going to be like a butterfly flying out of the cocoon. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and all these people are going to be forgiven and I'm going to be a new person. No, the universe does not work that way. I actually did forgive many people on the list. I also, and ended up in bed for the next 3 days, which everybody thought was a stomach flu. It was not the stomach flu. It is what I call energy sickness. And my body, there was too much energy to get rid of. Even with me sleeping, I had overdone it. And my body literally had to purge, and it had to put me in bed for 3 days so it could get rid of all that dark energy. And I call it energy sickness. So when you're doing this practice, do it before bed because your body heals itself when it's sleeping. We all know this.
That makes sense.
I never want you to do more than 5 to 10 a night. If they're a level 1 to 7, you can easily do 5 a night. No problem. If you're doing a level 8, 9, or 10 person, 1 a night. 1 a night. Because I don't want you to end up in bed with energy sickness. And this is why it's a marathon, not a sprint. But here's what's going to happen. Forgiving the easy ones, you're going to start to feel better. Coffee is going to taste better. You're going to notice things. You're going to notice opportunities. And how do you know you've completely forgiven them? When you don't care. And I'm not kidding. I had I've had a lot of business partners, but one in particular I was completely mad at. And every time I saw her name, you'd have to peel me off the ceiling. You know the kind of person. I'm mad and I remembered everything and I'd sit here and I'd stew. And I did all the work and I got this woman down and I completely forgave her. It took me a few weeks, but I did it.
Yeah.
And it was her birthday and I saw her name on Facebook or Instagram or whatever I was on. And I didn't care.
I'm so glad you said that. We all have that person.
Myself, and I sat here and I thought, wait a minute, I don't care.
I didn't call her a bitch in my head.
Exactly. I didn't care. I didn't care good. I didn't care bad. I didn't care. I had immediately thought, I neutralized her. I don't care.
Nice.
That's joy. That's peace. That's freedom. You don't care. And now I can concentrate on other things. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for neutrality. Now, there's another saying out there that everybody, you can forgive and forget. I'm originally from New York City, and I can guarantee you that and I can speak for everybody in New York right now, we never forget. Not going to happen. None of us will forget. You're just not going to happen. That's New Jersey, too, for anybody who's from New Jersey listening. Yeah, we don't forget. What it will do is you're going to remember different things. I can look back in my childhood now, and instead of picking out the horrible things that happened to me, I actually remember the people that were trying to help that kid. I remember the dog, and I loved the dog, and I remembered all of those other things, the teacher that gave me a helping hand, the friends that I had. I have positive, loving memories now that have replaced the negative ones. I haven't forgotten what happened, but I don't remember it as much. It's been replaced by love. My perspective has changed. That's what forgiveness will do for you.
Yeah. And you're right. No one really tells you how. So this is super helpful. And
well, that's stupid. They say you need to forgive. Okay, why? How? What if I don't want to? Nobody
really
tells
did break that down. It's energy.
And then they give you this. They give you this metaphysical mumbo jumbo, and I could keep up with the metaphysical as much as anybody else, but it's still not helpful. And don't give me Bible verses that I can't understand because they're all parables and I don't get it. Don't quote them at me because now I got to figure out a poem. That's not helpful either. I need tell me step 1, step 2, step 3. Don't just throw words at me. Well, you'll feel better. Well, I know that, but how do I get there? How do I get there? This system will help you get there. And be kind to yourself. If you can never give to the people you label at 8, 9, or 10, that's fine. Forgive yourself, forgive the event, and keep going. Forgive what you can and keep going. If you only can forgive the people you label between a 1 and a 7, I'm fine with that. Forgive what you can and keep going. If you could circle back later and forgive these people, there's some, you and I both know there are some unicorn people on this planet that can forgive this stuff and not even blink. I have not met one yet, but I know they're out there. Your girl here is not that person. I
feel like my husband would be on that list of like, I made the list. We're good.
Oh yeah, I know. I've run into quite a few men who say I have nobody to forgive. Okay. I've forgiven everybody. I don't hold on to anger.
I'm not a girl.
Okay.
I don't hold on to grudges.
It's not just women. And these are the same people who are watching football or watching the news and yelling at the television.
Right.
Okay, no, you don't hold on to anger at all. You're yelling at the
Right.
television.
My husband, one time when we had recently just gotten together, got so mad because it was this big important game for the Bears, and I saw his team miss this like winning field goal before it happened. I go, "Oh, he missed," and he goes, "What? What?" And then the guy missed, and he was so mad. He went and shaved like like all of his hair, his head, his beard. He like shaved it all off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, are you mad that I like called it? Or are you mad that it happened?"
I have a funny story that's apropos of absolutely nothing, but I grew up in New York City and I went to college in Chicago, and I graduated in 1984. So everybody knows exactly how old Catherine is. And I became a Bears fan, and I don't follow football anymore, but my husband, it was a 49ers fan. And we were at Hilton Head or someplace, we're on vacation. And the Bears were going to play the 49ers. And he started to talk smack. Don't talk smack to me. And he looked at me. You know, he's really lucky I took pity on him. He said, if the Bears beat the 49ers, I will buy you anything you want. Guess what happened? I ended up with a beautiful, beautiful Ralph Lauren wallet that I still carry to this day because I've got it at the outlet mall. And I took super pity on him because I could have gotten everything. And it still stings him to this day. Don't talk smack to me, man.
Oh, man. I love that. That is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, my wallet has a story behind it.
What?
That's the story behind my wallet. Whenever I take it out, I think of the Bear and 49ers game.
Thank you, Bears. That is
That's
like
right.
giving the thankful. Just don't do that on them now. Don't bank on them now because
no, it's not easy
good.
being a Bears fan.
It's not easy being a Dallas fan either. Okay.
No.
One of the burning things on my list is the past life intuitive.
Yes.
Is that something that you still do? Or like, does that have anything to do with what you do now?
All the time, every day. See, 10 at a time, I wrote another book, because of course I did, called The Little Bird in Your Shoulder, because of course I did. And it's a tiny little book that teaches you how to tap into your intuition, because 10 out of 10 people are intuitive. Notice I don't say the word psychic because it's a personal choice of mine. I don't like the word. I think there's a lot of bad juju and a lot of bad things associated with that word. So everybody's intuitive. You either see it, feel it, know it, or you just sense it. Everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody says, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That's the little bird in your shoulder giving you warning. I was born clairaudient, which means I hear things in my mind. I hear voices in my head. I've been hearing them since I was a kid. I am also clairvoyant, which means I see things. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to see a ghost walk in. What it means is that I see the answer. I see it in people. I see it in the written word. I see it in movies. I notice things. Then you've got the clairsentient people who feel their way through life and they feel it. And then you got the claircognizant people who just know it. 1 minute they don't know it, and the next minute they do. Everybody listening does one of those 4 ways. And there are a bunch of empaths out there that go into, I'm also empathic. And that means you go into a room and it feels off.
Mm-hmm. That's like
you shake somebody's hand and you just know. I mean, you just don't know. You just know something's wrong. So those are the empaths. And as I stayed in the closet for over 40 years, because as I was saying to you before you hit record, back in those days, in the 1970s, if I exhibited even an ounce of intuition, they'd slap a "you're crazy" as a bedbug sticker across your forehead, give you meds, and put you in the mental institution. And I was bullied, horribly bullied in school because I was different. And I learned very quickly that I was the only one hearing voices in my head. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my brother because I knew they would think I was crazy. You're hearing voices? Here's some meds. No, so I kept it to myself. And over the years, I got really good at giving people readings, and you wouldn't know it because I would flip the language. I would look at you and say, have you ever thought about ... You know, I think would be great for you ... And then I would hit them with the message I was getting. So fast forward a bunch of years. I'm in my 60s now. And about 3-4 years ago, a client of mine called me up, and he was a cop, and he was having trouble sleeping. And he said, I've tried hypnosis. I've tried meds. I've tried the sleep apps. I've tried everything. I can't sleep. He's a cop. You need to sleep if you're a law enforcement.
Yeah.
He said, I'll do anything you tell me. I don't care what you tell me to do. I will do it. And all of a sudden, I got this vision in my head of this sheriff who was sleeping with his wife in a town. And I watched, it was like a movie playing in my head. And I watched as his wife smothered with him in a pillow and killed him. I'd have trouble sleeping too if somebody smothered me with a pillow, right? And once I revealed that life to him, we did the forgiveness. I had him forgive every aspect of this memory. He started to sleep through the night, and he started to date again.
Oh.
Sometimes in past lives, if it's something very traumatic, as I said, it comes out your mouth and it follows your energy field. Well, it's even more insipid than that. This stuff can follow you from life to life to life. So if you are scared of heights, if you are scared of fire, and you've got this vision that somebody's, you don't want to burn your house down, you probably died in a house fire in another life.
That's what I say.
True. And if you can't sleep, there might be a reason or a past life reason why you can't sleep. And what the angels do for me is they will tell me the past life that is tripping you up the most in this lifetime. I had two friends of mine, and I introduced them, hated each other on sight. And I don't mean just hate. I mean, absolutely hated each other on sight. They pretty much didn't do anything except shake hands, and that's it. And it was just vitriolic. It was awful. And I got a past life hit that the one friend in a past life was in the military and had killed my other friend's family, everybody in her family. And obviously she was holding a little bit of a grudge.
Yeah.
So I had to work with both of them individually to get them to forgive that lifetime. And they still don't talk to each other, but at least they're not chomping at the bit.
Interesting.
So there's more to life than what you've been taught. There's more to life than what you've been taught in school and what people are telling you. The more I learn, the more I realize I have to learn. But past lives are real, and they can affect you in this lifetime.
I'm really fascinated in past lives, so that's really cool to hear. Yeah. I don't know if you remember this in our little conversation that we had before this, when we did the pre-recording conversation, you like paused and stopped talking and for a minute, and then you were like, I just have to tell you how like intuitive you really are, and you like question yourself. And I was like, yeah, okay. Huh?
You are very intuitive.
Oh, you're picking up on that again.
Oh yeah, I've been picking up on it in the whole time. You're very intuitive, and one of the reasons you were intuitive is because you were you don't mind being a guinea pig. I can't help myself. You could turn the recording off if you want.
Oh no, I love it. I'm here for it.
You were I want to say you were a shaman in a past life, but that's not quite right. I want to say you were very spiritual. I want to say shaman, witch doctor. I'm having trouble with the word, to be quite honest with you, but you were in a tribe. It was like, I want to say American Indian tribe, and you were the chief medical top dog, and you knew your stuff. You were very intuitive. You knew the herbs. People would come to you from all over fellow tribes to get them to heal. You did energy work. You knew the herbs to give them. And you got very powerful. And the only reason you got killed is because the chief of that particular clan, he just got it into his head that you wanted his job. You didn't. You just wanted to heal people, but he got jealous that everybody was going to you and not to him. So he killed you and threw you off a cliff. Sorry.
Fascinating. Okay. I know I haven't told anyone, but I think maybe my husband, that I started getting obsessed with like the weeds that have popped up in my yard and around the yard. And I started looking them up and I'm like, oh, these have healing, properties. And
You're a medicine man.
That is so
Medicine man,
crazy.
shaman. I'm having trouble with what the exact word was, but let's just call it medicine man. And you had good for you. You had 2 wives and a bunch of kids.
Wait, was
Good
I
for
a
you.
guy or a girl?
You were a guy.
Oh,
You had 2 wives and a bunch of kids. And I
Okay.
see people coming in and out of your hut. It wasn't a teepee, it was a hut. I mean, just constant stream of people. You died very young because I just think it was stress and it was all the work. You did not live to a very old age. I'm not surprised because you were all about the work and you didn't take care of yourself.
Mm. Okay. So does any of that negativity follow me right now?
I think not all the negativity from lifetime will follow you. In this particular lifetime, the medicine man is following you and the intuition is following you because you were really intuitive and you learned all that stuff in that lifetime. And it's the reason it's being revealed to you now is because this is one of the paths you can take. This is one of the things you can take. You're here to heal people. Through the spoken word, through your podcast, through your appearances, you're here to heal because that's what you did in that lifetime, and that's what you're here to do in this one. You're just doing it a little bit differently.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Same church, different pew.
Yes, I say that all the time. Like we all have like the same belief essentially, but it's just
we've all been
different.
we've all been male, we've all been female, we've all been good, we've all been bad. One lifetime you come as a murderer, the next lifetime you're going to come in as the victim.
Do you think that you
because
choose
that's how
that?
it works?
Do you think that you
yeah,
choose to live
100%.
this life as a murderer, or do you think that's just kind of?
I think you choose it because you're trying to learn a specific something, or you're doing it so somebody else can learn something. There is a really great book. It's billed as a children's book, but it is not a children's book. And it's called The Little Soul of the Sun by Neil Donald Walsh. If you've never read that book, go out and buy it. It's a children's book. The pictures are gorgeous, but it explains about souls and why they come down to earth. And it's absolutely brilliant.
Interesting.
It's by Neil Donald Walsh, and it's a children's book called The Little Soul in the Sun. Absolutely just brilliant.
Interesting. Well, I feel like I could keep you for hours and I could keep talking because I just want to be your best friend and we have got to stay in touch because just like the first conversation we have, I'm like, man, I just want to know more.
The more I learn, the more I realize I have to learn, to be honest. There's so much more out there that I don't know that I'm looking to learn myself.
Yeah.
But it's my job is to open people's minds to the possibility that there's other ways of healing. There's other ways to do this, and all that hate and all that anger that you're storing in front of your body. Well, I'm spinning the stories funny. Yeah, you are, but you're still staying telling the story. So if you lose all of that anger, it's going to allow you to move forward faster and become the actual person you came down here to be. The only reason you're not that person is because anger acts like a shield. And you're blocking your forward motion. You're blocking your prosperity. You're blocking your happiness and your joy. And that's what the anger is doing. It's acting like a shield.
I love this. Thank you so much for sharing all this.
My pleasure.
Did you like the episode that you heard today? Great. Share it with a friend and don't forget to rate and review.